Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back to my farm. This is a happy day for me to come and see the place, and I'm so excited to see how this place is. We've been invited back to the farm with somebody's goat. Somebody's foolish goat came through the fence, so we are just chasing it out at this moment. Sometimes that's how farming is. Even though you put a fence around your place, somebody's goat will still find a way to enter. I'm telling you, that is so strange and worrisome. But anyway, it will be all right. So right now, we are checking on the yams. My brothers who stay in the farm whilst I traveled abroad, they were able to raise, was it 800?
Yeah.
Something like 800 yam mounds this year. And that is all of our yam set from last year. What we were able to harvest and store, a lot of them died. This year was very hot. I don't know how other farmers are also seeing it, but a lot of the yam set, when we stored them, a lot of them died. So this year we should have been able to do 1,000 or 1,000 plus, but we are not complaining. We are thanking God for what He has given to us, which is the next 800 yam mounds on our farm. So as I'm walking around the property, these are some of the things that you as a farmer in Africa, you always deal with. You can see here, the fence has fallen down. And if we go and take a closer look, you see that actually people and animals have been stepping on the fence for a little bit. This is down a ways away from our house. So I'm not blaming my brothers for not keeping watch whilst they were working at another side. This can happen over here. So it's not any one particular fault, but it's just a reality that no matter, even if you buy fence, when you put up the fence, you will still run into issues. You see the fence stretches away this way, and then when we come here, 1, 2, I believe there was a fence post here that broke down, and then 3, this fence post 2, and you can see how the fence itself has just been stepped on so much, but then it goes back up and it continues on down that way. Even though you try to do the right thing, but people try to push your fence down, come into your land. I saw some trees back here that are being cut. This is my land, and then over here, this is not my land. So there are trees outside the fence, but they always like what is not for them. They always like to come in and take from you who has something that you want, these trees. Then they'll come and cut your trees, leaving those who are outside. This is one of the problems that we have in Africa. Somebody has gotten something for themselves, and then you too, you want to get something for yourself, but you come and rather take from the one who has and to get for yourself, rather than taking what is already free. Anyway, we'll rebuild the fence. There's no problem. You just cut some sticks, re-stretch the wire, and put it back up. Along the way, we'll come across these fruit trees, and right now they are bearing fruit. Let me see whether I can get some. And it's okay. These are the West African or the African tree grape. I made a video about them last year when they were in season. That was on the short videos. But anyway, these ones too are still good. And maybe the fence was pushed down. The fence was pushed down just over there. So maybe the fence was pushed down by children looking to get this fruit. Then again, this fruit is available in the bush. You don't have to come on someone's farm to harvest it. But you know, anywhere you go, children will be children. So what can we say? Over here you can see this area has not been cleared at all. There's a lot of small bushes, And then if we pan to this side, you see that this side has been cleared a little bit. So somebody was farming over here before we bought it from the chief. It was not for the person was only farming in the bush, and the chief has asked that individual to leave the land for us, and we are now taking over to farm it. I don't know exactly what we'll plant over here, but it's a little bit of a waterlogged area. But then the waterlogged area is in front of me. The uncleared bush is at the back here. This side is not so waterlogged, and if we go in front there, that's where we were farming the last few years. That place is very dry, or let me say it's full of gravel, and it's not waterlogged at all. So I think this lower area, we'll still get the plan for it and know what we are doing with the area that is behind me. But it drains in this direction. When it rains on top here, the water flows down here and continues. There's a little bit of a hole where when it rains, that hole fills with water. You can see water is just flowing out of it. So I think that's a nice thing. It tells us that when it rains here, all that water can flow down the hill. And if we are able to plant some trees to shade this place, even though we will farm, but we will not farm like normal crops only. So when we farm over here and then we get some shade trees, eventually this area can be like a forest, because the trees will grow up like something like a mango tree who does not lose its leaves in the dry season. It will keep the soil cool, and it will help the soil, the moisture from evaporating out of the soil. You see that this place will improve far beyond your expectations. As I pan around, you can see all the way out there to where the end of the cutlass is, just the very end of the cutlass, where they stopped clearing the bush and it goes back to bush. This whole area, it's unfortunate that they cleared it, because when I bought the land and I was still in negotiation with the chief, that was the first rainy season, and the Fulani man came and cut here to farm. So because the land that I bought was very vast, I met with him and I let him know that I bought the land, but I don't have problem. He should farm it for 2 years and then give it back to me. So now that is what he's doing. He's giving it back to me now. So he will not farm it this year, and then I will have control over this land. And my plan was for this area never to be cleared. When you want to plant a forest, why not already have an existing forest? Like you see behind me, a lot of trees. Like the way this area is, that's how I want it to be. That way I can select the trees I want to clear and leave the trees that I also want to leave. Other than that, somebody is cutting the tree that he does not like, leaving the tree that you may not also like. So anyway, that's how that place is. So this is where we farm last 2 years or 3 years. Our house is over there. Let me zoom it and you see. You can see the Motor King, and then this over here in the center of the camera, in the center of the video, is our animal house. So this is what we farmed. Over there is our yam mounds, and then you can see down to the end of the cutlass over there. At the end of the cutlass, there's more trees. That area has not yet been cleared, and then there's still a little bit of land beyond that place.